In the world of boxing, few names are as synonymous with dominance and destruction as Mike Tyson. With a career filled with shocking knockouts and ferocious power, Tyson became a global icon, striking fear into the hearts of his opponents. But what made Tyson's knockouts so unforgettable? Let's take a journey through his career and revisit some of his most explosive moments in the ring. Born on June 30th, 1966 in Brooklyn, New York, Mike Tyson's journey to the top of boxing was anything but ordinary. Rising from a troubled childhood, Tyson was introduced to boxing at a young age. Under the tutelage of Cus D'Amato, Tyson honed his skills and developed his signature peekaboo style, a defensive and offensive technique that made him incredibly dangerous. By the time Tyson was 20 years old, he became the youngest heavyweight champion in history, knocking out his opponents with a speed and ferocity that had never been seen before. His rapid rise to the top had the world wondering, what made Tyson's knockout power so legendary? On November 22, 1986, Mike Tyson fought Trevor Berbick for the WBC heavyweight title. In front of the world, Tyson unleashed one of his most memorable performances, dominating Berbick from the start. By the second round, Tyson had already knocked Berbick down twice. The final blow, a brutal left hook, sent Berbick to the canvas, and Tyson was crowned the youngest heavyweight champion at just 20 years old.
Those broad shoulders. A big right hand by Tyson. This crowd, that was a right to the body and an uppercut to the hand, and Berbick is down. This one is going to be over, I believe. It's over. That's all, and we have a new era in boxing.
The sheer force of Tyson's punches, the precision, the speed, it was unlike anything the sport had ever seen. That night, Tyson's knockout ability earned him a place in history. Montage of Tyson's key knockouts during the 1980s, Michael Spinks, Larry Holmes, and others. Throughout the late 80s, Tyson was virtually unstoppable. His knockouts came fast and furious. He dismantled legendary fighters like Larry Holmes and Michael Spinks, both of whom had no answers for Tyson's relentless pressure.
Tyson not afraid, as we expected, and Spinks ready to mix it up with him. Tyson along the ropes doing damage. Michael Spinks has to keep moving because every shot...
Take his 91-second knockout of Michael Spinks in 1988. Tyson's uppercut was so devastating that Spinks was left unconscious before he even hit the canvas. In that moment, it was clear. Tyson was the most dangerous man in boxing.
Now we know why Butch Lewis wasn't anxious for Michael Spinks to fight Mike Tyson in the unification series.
But Tyson's knockouts weren't just about raw physicality, they were about psychological warfare. Tyson's fearsome persona, his unflinching stare, and his reputation for being unpredictable. It all played a part in breaking down his opponents mentally before the first punch was even thrown. Fighters like Michael Spinks and Frank Bruno were visibly rattled by Tyson's intimidation tactics before the bell even rang. Tyson had a way of getting inside their heads, and the knockout was just a matter of time.
Fighter cannot be saved by the bell as the big right hand lands. Tyson knows he's got him in big trouble. If he doesn't answer it, Richard Steele has moved in and has stopped the fight.
However, Tyson's career wasn't without its setbacks. In 1990, in one of the most shocking upsets in boxing history, Tyson was knocked out by Buster Douglas. But Tyson's comeback was swift, and his knockouts in the early 90s showed that his power remained intact.
Mike, we've been looking for that all night. Oh, that's a nice uppercut that time. The drop Buster.
In 1996, Tyson faced Frank Bruno in a highly anticipated rematch. Tyson's left hook was as devastating as ever, and he claimed the WBC heavyweight title once again.
He said he's not looking for the Tyson of what McGillian Mathis. Here's a combination uppercut by Tyson. Tyson laying it on, pouring it on. Down goes Bruno into the ropes.
Footage of Tyson knocking out opponents in the late 90s and early 2000s, including a dramatic slow-motion KO. By the late 90s, Tyson was no longer the same fighter who dominated the ring in the 80s, but the power was still there. His knockout wins over the likes of Bruce Seldon in 1996 and a ferocious win against Frank Bruno in 1996 showed that even in his later years, Tyson was still a force to be reckoned with. While Tyson's career was filled with highs and lows, his knockout power remained his defining characteristic. Even in his exhibition match with Roy Jones Jr. in 2020, Tyson still demonstrated the raw intensity and focus that made him the feared champion he once was.
After Roy Jones Jr. extended his win streak to 4 years, they are going to go the distance to temper expectations. The exhibition is over. Mike Tyson, Roy Jones Jr.
Tyson's legacy is etched in the history of boxing, a testament to his ability to knock out opponents with one devastating punch. For Tyson, it was never just about the victories. It was about the raw power and the fear he instilled in anyone brave enough to face him.
40, breathe.
It was unbelievable.
Nice one.
Mike Tyson was more than just a boxer. He was a phenomenon, a fighter whose power, speed, and unrelenting nature changed the sport forever. His knockouts will live on in boxing lore, inspiring fighters for generations to come. Mike Tyson, the baddest man on the planet, forever in the history books.
Not to try to exchange punch for punch. He can't do that. As a fighter.
There's the punch. Terrific uppercut.
If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment about what you think. Is Artur Beterbiev the best boxer in the world? We want to hear from you.